Today's story is about a seductive young woman who becomes a maid in a wealthy household. This is the film where the award-winning lead actress pushed herself further than ever for her craft. It's also a highly controversial, boundary-pushing movie that risked her entire reputation with just a simple master-servant relationship. The director tears apart the illusion and elegance of Korea's elite class. Behind the glamorous billion-dollar mansion, how much hidden darkness and moral decay is really buried? An innocent girl from the bottom steps into this world alone, believing she can change her fate by climbing higher. But in the end, she becomes nothing more than a disposable piece, used and trampled by the powerful. Next, let's break down this intense story that cuts straight into human nature. The story begins. A young woman named Lisa works as a temporary employee at a small restaurant. Although she graduated with a degree in early childhood education, the job market is tough, and she hasn't been able to find a suitable position. She can only work in a low-paying restaurant with poor conditions, barely getting by. After work every day, she returns to a cramped rental room she shares with her roommate. The two of them squeeze onto a narrow bed. Even turning over is difficult, but Lisa does not feel discouraged. She stays optimistic. She is full of hope for the future and determined to escape her situation. Soon, an opportunity appears. One day, Lisa attends an interview for a maid position at a wealthy household. The one interviewing her is the house manager, Lynn. Although Lynn seems cold and distant, she is very satisfied with Lisa and hires her on the spot. The next day, Lisa arrives at the mansion full of anticipation. She learns that the lady of the house, Sally, is already more than 8 months pregnant. Lisa stood out among many applicants because of her early childhood education background. As she steps into the luxurious mansion for the first time, facing the elegant and noble Sally, Lisa feels nervous and small. Even the maid uniform she is given is made of materials she never imagined wearing. Lynn seriously warns her that this job is different from the outside world. Everything must follow strict rules, with no room for mistakes. But Lisa's cheerful personality helps her adapt quickly. She takes excellent care of Sally's daily life and builds a strong bond with Sally's daughter, Kay. Lisa especially loves Kay, who looks like a delicate doll. Sally asks her daughter if she likes the new maid, and Kay, who is in elementary school, responds positively. Lisa feels lucky to have this job, although it still involves serving others. Compared to working in a restaurant, she now lives in a luxury mansion and gets to enjoy food she could never access before. That night, the master of the house, Ray, returns home. Despite his high status, he shows no arrogance toward the staff. With a warm smile, he chats briefly with Lisa. Lisa has never seen a man so handsome and refined. Her heart begins to race. Lisa quickly becomes familiar with her daily duties. She takes great care of the family. Ray is kind and attentive, especially toward his wife, and Lisa grows even more fond of the lively and well-behaved Kay. Although Lisa's room is next to Kay's, every night, she leaves her door slightly open, quietly watching Kay fall asleep. Every morning, she brings breakfast to Ray in the music room, sneaking glances at the elegant man. Each time she sees him, her heart trembles slightly. A gentle warmth spreads within her. Before she realizes it, she is completely drawn in. Lisa immerses herself in the joy of her work. Even when faced with Sally's constant demands, she accepts everything willingly. She devotes herself fully to serving the household. But one night, after returning home, Ray prepares to take a shower. He unexpectedly sees Lisa cleaning the bathtub. Looking at the beautiful and gentle maid in front of him, he glances at his pregnant wife beside him, and suddenly feels a subtle interest in Lisa. Facing Ray's direct gaze, Lisa feels a rush of panic and confusion. She quickly stops what she is doing and politely leaves the bathroom. Sally is heavily pregnant, and for a man in his prime, companionship becomes limited. A few days later, the family travels to a villa in the mountains. That night, Ray and his wife try to be intimate, but her pregnancy makes things difficult. He feels disappointed. Once desire is stirred, it becomes hard to suppress. That same night, unable to hold back, he takes a bottle of wine and goes to Lisa's room. He hands her a glass. Lisa drinks it without hesitation.
다 마셔요. 입을 치고 그래.
Ray then moves closer to her. She does not resist. She does not refuse. There is even a trace of longing in her eyes, driven by her admiration for him. Lisa ultimately does not turn him away. In the days that follow, her mindset begins to change completely. Ray's kindness and special attention cause her imagination to grow. During many long and lonely nights, Ray continues to visit her with a bottle of wine, and they sink deeper into a secret relationship. It doesn't take long for Lynn to notice. Their hidden actions are eventually exposed. After hearing suspicious sounds multiple times, she uncovers the truth. From then on, Lisa carefully dresses herself every day, hoping to present her best self to the man she desires. She is no longer the timid and innocent maid she once was. Now, she cannot resist Ray's charm or her longing for a better life. Until one day, when she brings him breakfast, a check placed in front of her shatters everything. She understands exactly what it means. Their relationship is nothing more than a transaction that can end at any time. Lisa accepts this reality. She silently picks up the check and leaves in a daze. Seeing her holding the check, Lynn immediately realizes what has happened. In the following days, Lisa continues to serve the household wholeheartedly, hoping life can simply go on like this. But subtle changes in her body are noticed by the experienced Lynn. She casually asks Lisa how long she plans to stay. Lisa says she likes it here and has no intention of leaving. After learning that Lisa is single, Lynn falls into deep thought. She has already sensed that Lisa is pregnant, something even Lisa herself does not yet realize. Lynn wants to confirm whether the child belongs to Ray, and whether Lisa intends to stay. Now, she has her answer. Lisa is carrying Ray's child, and she is not planning to leave. This means the family is facing a serious hidden crisis. So the very next day, Lynn goes to find Sally's mother, Clara. She informs her that Lisa is pregnant because Clara had helped her many times before. As repayment, she feels obligated to report any unusual events happening in the house. Clara had gone to great lengths to marry her daughter Sally into this wealthy family. Naturally, she would never allow a pregnant maid to threaten her daughter's position, so she immediately comes up with a cruel plan. Meanwhile, Lisa is out walking with her close friend, talking about everything she has experienced these past few days, completely unaware of the nightmare that is about to fall upon her. The next day, Clara arrives at the house under the pretense of visiting her daughter. It doesn't take long before she finds an opportunity to act. At that moment, Lisa is standing on a ladder, cleaning a chandelier. Clara pretends to trip over a floor cleaner and accidentally knocks over the ladder beneath Lisa. Kay, who is standing on the stairs, witnesses everything. She is so shocked that she freezes in place. Lynn is also stunned. She never expected Clara to be this ruthless. Afterward, she takes Lisa to the hospital for examination. Fortunately, it is only a mild concussion and some external injuries. There is no serious harm, and the baby is still safe. At the same time, Clara tells Sally that Lisa is carrying Ray's child. Sally feels like she has been struck by lightning. She simply cannot accept this reality. How could the perfect Ray have an affair with someone beneath their status? Clara continues to comfort her daughter. She tells her that Ray is leaving the country for business tomorrow and promises to resolve everything before he returns. She advises Sally that marrying a wealthy man brings luxury, but it also requires tolerating his affairs. Sally clearly cannot accept this truth. On the other side, Lisa learns from the doctor that she is pregnant. She is completely stunned. She then tells her friend about it. Her friend advises her that regardless of her decision, she must leave that house immediately, but the naive Lisa hesitates. She doesn't know what to do. She still hasn't seen the true nature of the people in that house, and believes everything is just an accident. At the same time, Clara and Sally also confirm that Lisa is indeed pregnant. Sally's expression turns unusually cold. Clearly, the mother and daughter will not let this go. A few days later, Lisa is discharged and returns to the mansion. That very night, Sally picks up a golf club and quietly approaches the sleeping Lisa. Just as she hesitates, she suddenly notices Lynn watching her from a distance. Filled with fear, Sally has no choice but to stop. Then she shouts angrily and storms off. Lisa wakes up from the noise, sitting up in confusion, completely unaware of how close she just came to danger. The next day, perhaps sensing something is wrong, Lisa feels a growing sense of fear, so she asks Lynn if she can resign. Lynn knows exactly how ruthless Sally and Clara can be. She agrees immediately and urges Lisa to pack her things and leave as soon as possible. She even hints that Lisa should leave without saying goodbye, but Lisa does not understand the hidden meaning. She insists on saying farewell to Sally. Seeing her determination, Lynn can only walk away helplessly. Lisa then goes to say goodbye to Sally, but unexpectedly, Sally walks up and slaps her across the face. The confused Lisa doesn't realize that her relationship with Ray has been exposed. She even asks why she was hit. Furious, Sally says nothing and slaps her again. Only then does Lisa realize the truth has come out. Her confidence collapses instantly. She lowers her head and trembles as she apologizes. Lisa doesn't dare to fight back. She doesn't dare to argue. She kneels on the ground, apologizing repeatedly. At that moment, Clara walks over and hands her a check. She coldly demands that Lisa terminate the pregnancy and says she can only leave after that. Lost and helpless, Lisa looks toward Lynn. Although Lynn feels sympathy, she does not dare to help her. In the end, Lisa can only agree through tears to stay. That night, Kay comes to her room. She says she wants to apologize on behalf of her grandmother because she saw her grandmother deliberately knock over the ladder. Lisa, who is heartbroken, forces a faint smile. She doesn't want to hurt Kay's innocent heart. After Kay leaves, Lisa suddenly thinks about the life growing inside her. Maybe the child will be just like Kay, a kind and lovely little girl. From that moment on, she stops hesitating and decides to keep the baby, but Sally has no intention of letting her succeed. She has already guessed that Lisa, who loves children, would never choose to end the pregnancy, so she secretly mixes medication into the herbal medicine Lisa takes to recover her health. Lisa has no idea. She continues taking it every day, completely unaware that something cruel is quietly waiting for her. The next day, Sally is admitted to the hospital to prepare for delivery. Meanwhile, Lisa remains in the mansion. She finds Lynn and tells her she has decided to keep the baby. She says she simply wants a child of her own. Looking at Lisa's stubborn determination, Lynn feels both sympathy and helplessness. She knows that nothing she says now can change Lisa's mind. On the other side, Sally soon gives birth to twins. Ray rushes back from overseas. In the hospital room, he happily leans in to kiss Sally, but because of everything involving Lisa, Sally is filled with resentment. She suddenly bites Ray's lip hard. Ray is shocked and angered, unable to understand her reaction, but he forces himself to stay composed and quietly leaves the room. After returning home, Ray finds Lisa soaking in the bathtub. Strangely, she invites him to join her. Ray gives a helpless smile, thinking the suggestion is absurd. Then he notices something is off about her, as if she is not fully clear-headed. Lisa reveals that she is pregnant. The smile on Ray's face freezes instantly. Lisa tells him that Sally already knows as well. Before Ray can respond, Lynn appears. At that moment, the medication Lisa has been taking suddenly takes effect. She immediately shows signs of intense pain. Under the double pressure of physical pain and emotional stress, her mind begins to collapse. While vomiting, she desperately begs Ray to let her keep the baby, but Ray remains unmoved and quietly walks away. Lynn helps Lisa back to bed to rest. Not long after, Ray returns to check on her. Lisa lies weakly on the bed, continuing to plead. She promises that once the baby is born, she will leave and ask for nothing. She says she won't interfere with anyone's life. Ray pauses, then softens his expression and agrees. Hearing this, Lisa looks at him in disbelief. But in the end, Lisa's wish to keep the baby is not fulfilled. Overwhelmed by severe pain, she is rushed to the hospital. After examination, it is confirmed that the pregnancy cannot be saved. She is forced to undergo a procedure. Afterward, Lisa becomes numb with grief. She lies on the hospital bed like a lifeless body, unmoving, filled with guilt. Lynn finally admits that she was the one who revealed the pregnancy. Lisa is stunned. She never expected to be betrayed by someone she trusted. Overcome with anger, she slaps Lynn, thinking about everything she has endured, and now losing the child. She realizes she cannot simply let it go. She can no longer endure things the way she once did, so she decides to take revenge on the family. She wants those who hurt her to pay the price. Lynn tries to stop her, urging her not to do anything reckless, but Lisa refuses to listen. After leaving the hospital, she returns to her friend's apartment, yet she cannot let go of the humiliation she has suffered. In the end, she makes a drastic decision. One night, Lisa returns to Ray's house. With Lynn's help, she quietly sneaks inside. She picks up the twins. Tragically, after everything she has gone through, her mental state is no longer stable. She opens her clothes and instinctively holds the babies as if to comfort them. Moments later, Ray wakes up to the sound of crying and comes to check. When he sees Lisa, he is shocked. Even after being discovered, Lisa shows no fear. Then she looks down at the babies in her arms. She only wants to feel what it's like to hold a child. But Lisa soon hands the babies back to him and runs out of the room. Her sudden appearance alarms everyone in the house. Sally angrily questions Lynn for letting her in. But by now, Lynn has seen through the family completely. Their selfishness and coldness disgust her. She immediately resigns and goes to pack her things. Moments later, Lisa appears on the second floor. She warmly greets Kay. Kay responds with the same warmth. Ray and Sally each hold a baby, lowering their heads in guilt, unable to meet Lisa's eyes. At that moment, Lynn comes over with her luggage. She urges Lisa to leave with her, but Lisa gives a faint, unsettling smile. Ray, afraid the situation will escalate, nervously offers her money as compensation. He hopes it will calm her anger. Lisa pauses for a moment, then a look of disdain crosses her face. In the next instant, she is suspended in midair. Her body swings violently with the chandelier. A painful expression spreads across her face. Everyone is horrified by the shocking scene, but what happens next is even more terrifying. Lisa ignites the fuel she had poured on herself. In an instant, she is engulfed in flames. A desperate, painful cry echoes through the house. Ray and his family panic and flee outside. Once they reach safety, they turn back, each with different expressions, watching as the fire consumes her. Lisa sacrifices her life to create this moment. She wants those who hurt her to live forever with guilt and fear, but she underestimates their indifference. Her tragedy only brings them a brief moment of shock. Soon, they will forget her completely and return to their luxurious lives. Not long after, at Kay's birthday party, the family appears joyful and composed. Sally and Ray are smiling and chatting as if nothing happened. They still look elegant and refined. Only Kay seems distracted, occasionally gazing into the distance. In this house, she is the only one who still remembers Lisa. And with that, the film comes to an end. The movie was released in South Korea in 2010. Lisa is curious about high society, but never truly expects too much from it. She lets her guard down around Ray and becomes caught in his world. She never intended to rely on power or status, but her pregnancy crosses an invisible line. In the end, she pays a devastating price for the kind-hearted Kay. This may become a lifelong shadow she can never forget, a memory that may stay with her forever.